We had an absolutely amazing reception on the first video. You guys loved it and really wanted to see us do more voice content. So here it is, more voice content. You guys may be wondering where Otis went. We'll check in with him in a few days when he arrives at his new destination. We do need to start today off though with a little bit of housekeeping. I did not know about this, but you can change your quest preferences. Thank you so much to SnowTS for letting me know about this. So we'll have better options for when the quests come in, instead of just accepting for goodwill or honor. I also learned what starjacks were. I had no idea they were even in the game. So apparently they're like really good for space, because they have like this vacuum resistance. So he could possibly make the best warehouse worker. Thank you, Babala, for letting me know about this. We try to use the Yadikin to tame him, because that seems like the best option right now, and I don't necessarily want to brainwash him yet. Progress continued on the wall, hoping to protect these windmills from further sabotage. Those imps sure love burning down our windmills. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't even think that was an imp. That was that pregnant lady. Second trimester hits hard. We had a quest note about the Gravtech energy reading. I think this is for the mech hives. I think it's probably the main quest for Odyssey. And we also had one about a crash site, so we could definitely go get more Gravlight panels from there, because we definitely need that to expand our ship. But the only problem is it's across the world. Okay, maybe it's not that far with the Grav ship, but we still can't leave without the grav ink, which is another thing we're still focusing on. Mine production was going great. We're still making huge headway here. Huge headway. Soon we might have to leave regardless, because we'll have nothing left to mine. We expanded our research into microelectronics, and we discovered our people do not like being high. They're deadly against it, which is kind of crazy, because you think after a long day that's what miners would want to do. We're also into winter now, so that's fun. But for us, I think winter's only 15 days out of the whole year, so it won't hit us too bad with the crops. Forgot to grab all this stuff last episode. That's all the stuff from that space shuttle that we helped. Better get that back before it deteriorates. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, do please consider subscribing. We are so close to hitting 10,000. With winter now here, so is the cold weather. I just reconnected our heaters. I forgot that you need heat. Got to keep our miners nice and cozy. Good thing it doesn't cost any money to heat this place though, or the corporation probably wouldn't pay for it. I'm starting to realize that this grav ship is going to be a lot more important than I'm making it out to be. Like, for instance, this map doesn't really matter, so we should probably start prioritizing building up this grav ship. But what is this? A mangled man. This must be something from the Anomaly DLC. Oh no. I hope this doesn't trigger the obelisk or anything like that. Looks like he does have a flesh tentacle. I mean, an extra arm. More mining. Probably hold 2 drills of that baby. Decided to talk to him. He's got some red flags, but let's let him join. Let's put that third arm to work. I definitely won't regret this later. Look at that little third arm. It's so cute. He's going to make us so much money. We're going to name him Prinny after our very first channel membership. Going forward, we're going to try and name all the new pawns we get after supporter level 3s. So that'll be awesome for not only us, but you to be part of the experience. I definitely want to change out the storage in the grav ship, because, well, I don't think on a ship should look like that. So let's put grav ship storages in. Shout out to Rex for showing me this mod. These are awesome storages because they can hold about 80 stacks within them. Brittany had a heart attack. We knew something was going to happen with him. I should have looked after this closer, because they ended up using all of our good medicine on him. While that was happening, we were focused on continuing to upgrade our grav ship, getting more storage inside of it. With the new storage, we'll be able to hold a lot more stuff and be more dependent on the grav ship versus the map. A quest popped up for a drone hack. I've never done one of these before, so this kind of sounds interesting. I want to try it. So we'll hold on. Ryder's escaping again? Didn't we just have a prison break not that long ago? Guess we'll have to go put him back in his place. Is this how unnamed big warehouse companies deal with unruly employees? It works. I really need to get this guy tamed and up into our space warehouse. Sooner the better. He's gonna keep prison breaking. Apparently Dawkin and Diana are now engaged. Which is strictly against company policy, so we might have to squash that. So yeah, we finally named the settlement. Iron Mountain Bass. Thanks a lot, Frankie, for the suggestion, and I ended up winning the poll by 48%. While we were naming our faction, we did have this quest pop up, another crash shuttle. I think we will accept this one for some reinforced barrels and shuttle loot. Should be a quick and easy 600 bucks. You know, if we keep helping these guys, they're going to start thinking we're friends with them. But you know what? Money's money. I'll take it. So like a dum-dum, I forgot to record the first half of this battle. Basically, they came in, started fighting us. Those guys got really close. Yeah, I don't know. We won. During that fight, though, Steeler got pretty banged up, so we had to patch her up real quick. Nothing like some high-quality herbal medicine. We had some flake drop pod on the map. If all goes well, we should be able to sell it to the next traders that come, as long as our miners don't get into it. Ben's resistance was now at 0, so we should have better luck with convincing him to join the faction. I don't know what we'll do with him. I'm not too sure if we'll make him a miner or if we'll add another security guard since we don't have Otis anymore. Our tentacle man was up running around again. Recovered from that heart attack, and he's doing well. Everyone send him your best wishes. I want to know what your favorite part and least favorite part of Odyssey is so far. Comment below.
And subscribe to our wild channel.
Back to the drone hack quest, though. We're going to accept this and try our best because I think this would be a really cool thing to do because I haven't done this event yet. So, yeah, let's accept it. We're going to throw some defensive structures around it, just like sandbags and the barricades. But for the most part, I don't think it'll be too tough because, I don't know, dealing with the raids in the past haven't been too bad. I'm also going to add this little bunker house just with some abrasures, just as extra security, just in case things don't go well around the drone. But all in all, though, I think we'll be pretty good defending this drone against any raids. We got a head start on hacking it since, regardless of whether we had defensive structures or not, they were going to start attacking in 12 hours. Harker decided to send the security team over since we only had 2 hours left since we suspected a raid was coming very soon. Although it was stressful, we kept Tails working through the night. The raid ended up coming from the north, so we had to reposition the security guards on the northern barriers. The pigmen once again brought melee weapons, so unfortunately for them, our Minetech AK-47s would shred them. They were able to close the distance though, but they didn't last long as they started to retreat after the first pawn was killed. The guards left no survivors to make a clear message to the raiders that they wouldn't be messed with. We were about halfway done the hack at this point, but more raids would be coming, so we had to keep Tails on overtime. She wasn't the only one working overtime though, because Pavel and Dawkin were also working through the night trying to build the structures. That caused Pavel to break and go into a psychoid binge. Jules tried to calm Pavel down, but it was unsuccessful. He was definitely wanting to get into that flake. While that was happening though, Ray was able to convince Ben to join the colony. Ben came with decent stats. He had 11 construction, 6 mining, as well as 8 intelligence. He also had a passion for shooting. The only downsides were he was a misogynist and greedy, so I don't know how that's going to play into it. This has got to be the most disorganized caravan I've ever seen. It's kind of funny. They keep going and then coming back because they keep forgetting their muffalo, and their muffalo can't catch up. So it's just a back and forth of them going in and out, not knowing what to do because they can't keep their muffalo together. Oh, what is this? The second raid was coming to attack the drone. You may be wondering how we got here. So what happened was, I forgot to hit record. So now we're going to pretend this is what happened. Alright, so we had the prisoner come, and since she can spew fire, she was the first line of defense. We had her spew the fire, and it burned a couple of them, but it didn't really hurt anybody. So we had her retreat as they were pushing her to over there, and then we had the guards continue to fire at the attackers, but as they were attacking, they just kept breaking the distance, and they pushed them way too far and beat the hell out of them. So we lost both guards. Well, I shouldn't say lost, they were downed. But they both got downed by the attackers, and so we had to send miners to help basically save the fight. And that should bring you up to speed. So this is where we're currently at. We have Steel trying to be the last line of defense because the guards got absolutely cooked there. So now we're going to bring in as many miners that are close to melee attack. Pretty much have an even playing field while continuing to fire at them from a distance. And at the same time, while we're already trying to fight them, Pavel gets a psychoid addiction, so that's mint. The guards were able to fend them off pretty well. They killed the one, they only had 2 left, which I don't think those 2 will last very long considering their health. Yeah, see? All that's left is Camel. Looks like he's trying to flee. So after they killed the 3 attackers, we went and rescued all of our downed brethren. Can't believe the security got absolutely annihilated there. It wasn't for no reason though, because Tails was able to finish hacking that space drone, and we were able to finish the quest and have no more raids come. Good riddance. With our entire security team in the hospital, it made the decision easy. Ben would be another security guard. I also completely forgot about Ben during that last fight. He probably could have been of some use, so oops. Pavel developed a psychite addiction. He's going to go through some withdrawals if he doesn't get his fix. But our solution to this is solitary confinement. I was looking at Brittany's recent conversations, and it looks like he's been pissing absolutely everybody off. He keeps talking about all these anomalies and shit. So we'll have to do something about that. We did the most logical thing anyone would do when the man with the tentacle was talking crazy and wouldn't give up on it. We wanted to look out for Prinny's best interests, so we removed his tongue. Who would have thought? He didn't end up liking that option very much. It's getting real tired of seeing this head of HR role unfulfilled and the negative effects it was having on the colonists. So we threw a role change ceremony and had Yoder become the head of HR. Yay, now we can convert people easier. Remember kids, HR is there to protect the company, not you. We spent the next few days increasing our defenses, which we were severely lacking in. We added walls to the north and south. We're also focusing all of our research on the gun blowback so we could add mini turrets around the base. The piggies contacted us wanting to know if we'd accept their offer to pay them 1,000 silver to basically protection racket us, in a sense. So, no, we're not going to accept your offer. We will protect ourselves. They weren't very happy about that. Pavel's now in rehab for the next few weeks as he recovers from his psychite addiction. The best way to do this, since we don't really have psychite to keep him going, is to just keep him locked up. If you guys have any base security tips, let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely lacking severely in the base defense, and it might come to bite us in the ass in the future. Speak of the devil, the racketeers are here. They really didn't like that we refused to accept their protection offer. Plump was the first one to the slaughterhouse and quickly turned around when he realized what he was up against. We had one attack us from the southwest, but seems like for the most part the raid's going to be coming from this corridor right here. Ben and Jules were able to keep the pigs at pretty much a choke point. They couldn't really get any further in without getting exposed. Snout was pushing the barriers, but was quickly intercepted by Yoder. I really love all these pig names they have. The pigs were starting to take casualties and starting to be pretty much ripped to shreds. But this guy right here would be an absolute menace. This couch pig would throw dynamite over and over and over again, pretty much stopping any plans I had of keeping this fight in favor of my own side. I had to keep moving all the pawns to avoid all the dynamite damage. It was quite hectic. You don't see it all here, but I'm constantly moving these pawns over and over and over again so that they don't get killed by the dynamite, which makes it really hard for editing, because if I showed you the whole thing, you'd just be seeing long clips of me moving pawns. So this is pretty much the most exciting way to do this battle animation, with how much action is happening with this dynamite. For whatever reason, this couch pig just would not die. I don't know if he's got armor on under his parka or what, but like, we put so many bullets in him. Forgot to mention there, but Yoda died, and we just had Jules get downed. Conroya decided to use his animal ability, and hopefully we could get some animals to come help lever the fight in our way. But with all this dynamite, we were losing pawn after pawn after pawn. And this bullet sponge couch just would not die until they started to flee. You see, while they were busy, we had the rest of the security team and the miners flank them from the other end to completely seal them in. Although we won, there was no celebrations to be had, as we had lost a pawn and lost one of our slaves. Steely finished off the rest of the pigs. The bright side, at least we'll have bacon for a few weeks. We did lose Yoder, though, who was one of our best medically trained pawns, so that'll be a huge hit to the colony. Before we could have a funeral, though, we need to replace the head of HR, as Yoder was the head of HR. If we don't, we'll have a lackluster funeral, and we don't want that to happen. The colony named Dawkins is the new head of HR. Hopefully his role would not be as short-lived as the previous head of HR. From one party to a funeral. It might seem like this party was sponsored by Minetech, but they definitely frown upon employee deaths. Or at least that's what the employee handbook says. We buried the Yatakin in the mass grave. Oh, gun turrets? That could have come any sooner. What an absolute bloodbath. If you guys have any tips on how we're going to handle that better, please let me know in the comments below. That dynamite really messed us up. I don't know if there's a better way to deal with that or not, but she definitely took us a run for our money with that one. Prinny lost his mind. He's seen some hallucinations. So he's down for the count. With the gun turrets now researched, we got Dawkins installing them at all the major choke points into the base. It was definitely nice to have though, because we've definitely been lacking in security for quite a while now. So having these turrets will definitely be a line of defense. Having these turrets will be
That
will be great. Our boy Braz wanted a favor. Looks like you want to send his 25-year-old quarry worker Lizzie, who kept insulting the other factions. He wants us to guard her for about 7 days to smooth all the relations while she's gone. But she doesn't do any work. A quarry worker that doesn't work. Make that make sense. Anyways, we'll probably accept it for 20 advanced components and shouldn't be too bad. Prinny became a psychopath. Can't say I didn't see that coming after we took his tongue out. And then Randy blessed us with some blight. We continued the walls, hopefully going to have these all completely done before the next raid comes. I really want this done, because then we can actually funnel them properly and they're not just randomly going either which way. Quick mine view. Things are going well up here. Still making headway. Gotta show the mine at least once in the Minetech video. Pavel is still recovering. He's still got about 5 days before he kicks that psychite addiction. They decided to have another viewing for the funeral. I'm not sure what this was. They just kind of gathered around for whatever reason. And yeah. That the wall was finished. Finally. We now have a little bit more defense against the next raid. Especially with that quest we accepted. If you guys have any mods you guys want me to try out or test or see how that would work in relation to the Minetech faction that could improve the playthrough, just let me know. The best place to let me know is in the Discord. I've already got a bunch of great mod tips from you guys, such as the graph storage, and yeah, I'll keep checking the Discord, and I don't know, comment below if you have anything that I should check out. I definitely want to keep improving this series as we go and adding more and more, then hopefully just continuing to create that niche of mine-related mods. Back to the game though, we finally found the ancient danger. I was not sure where this thing was going to be. It turns out it's the freaking middle of the mine. Royal tributes keep coming naked. I don't know what's up with that. They were finally here. All the settlers that were here for Lizzie. I think there's supposed to be 2 raids and this is just the first half of it. This will definitely test us. Let's check in with Otis. We're going to do something very unique here. So the audience is going to be able to decide what Otis's fate is. So with those that are familiar with how Minetech works, or if you've watched the very first video on this channel, basically the Minetech termination facility is where they execute the employees. But we're going to go a different route this time. We're going to retcon this. So with Otis arriving at this facility, you now have the option, which I will put a poll at the bottom, to either A, execute Otis, B, brainwash Otis, or C, leave him as is and send him to a different crew. Maybe even training him to be a supervisor and giving him his own spin-off. We'll see, depending on how popular this Minetech series ends up being. But definitely leave a like, subscribe, comment your favorite part of the video. I want to know if you guys love this, if you continue to love it. We'll continue to make more. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know below. Thanks again so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.